Yeah, when I'm calling out all these wrong lines,
So
blundering pieces everywhere.
for the record, you are on record now, so blundering pieces is not part of our vocabulary anymore. And we are looking at this most recent game of yours. First of all, I would like to say that I'm very delighted to see that you upped the time limit. I think
Um,
if there was a direction we needed to go with that, it was just up, 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 up.
I think you might need to share your screen.
I didn't intend to do that, Lucas. So today we are going to do a blindfolded lesson.
Blindfold, yeah.
I don't think I would have used this joke more than 5 million times in my life after miserably forgetting the screen share. So we are good now, right?
Yes.
So yeah, the 17.5 I think is a very mature choice, trying to pull the game towards the strength, which is the more time the better. And by upping the time, we are upping your rating too. So the famous night off is on the menu, as per my last video. And
Yes.
this is something that both you and I have come across recently quite a number of times.
I think that's right.
And I was quite delighted to find Negi, Parimariano, Parimarjan Negi, I don't know which one is the correct pronunciation, the Indian GM, promoting this Queen E2 castles F4 E5 concept quite a bit.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I think he does start with Queen E2 for the record. Which is a very weird move because we usually put the queen either on f3 or on d2 in similar setups. The point of putting it here is that you really want to hit them very fast with f4 e5. Taking no prisoners.
Yeah.
Being very truth to our usual form, we are taking 0 prisoners. I
Indeed.
think f4 does have a very good potential to transpose. And so now queen e2 would have been in the spirit of the Neji, whatever setup with e5 incoming. But ideally, you would want to have that already there when e5 is good to go. So for example, a potential line would be queen e2, let's say they play e6, and if f4, then you are threatening to take, and if knight takes, then you, or maybe, let's just play one extra pair of moves. And now you are
Yeah.
threatening to take. If they take with a piece, you go e5, if they take with a pawn, f5.
I see. Yeah.
Something like this, but I may have missed actually a few things here along the way. After queen e2 e6, castles first potentially is a more accurate move, but no, it seems to me that after bishop e7 f4 is best with the idea of rolling on.
Now the computer, I think, at some point looked at Queen C7 there
Yeah,
after
potentially here
castles. Yeah.
castles, but then again, more than likely bishop e7 is the move here. If b5, then yeah, this is now becoming a little bit of a weird sideline. Bishop takes is still possible, potentially with e5. Stockfish likes a3 here. You know that I'm not a very big fan of this, and now it
Yeah.
feels like we are actually misplacing our dude. So I would need to look up theory on this to get fully my head around what's going on here.
Wow, it still likes A3. Oh no, castles.
Yeah, it switches
Then
back.
A3.
Yeah, it switches back and forth. So castles b5. Yeah, I'm not big on this. One benefit though, to be fair, Lucas, on putting the queen on e2 compared to f3 is that some of the normal main lines after g4 you get to play bishop g2 defending this, unlike when the queen is on f3 and the bishop is
Yeah.
slicing, dicing down there. So it's interesting.
Okay.
There might be merit to this. It's an interesting way to try to avoid main lines as black. Anyhow, h6 definitely provokes some kind of a take, so I'm fully up for it. And I would have gone e5. That's why we are doing
Yeah.
e4, right? Was this off the radar, or
Oh,
you
I
saw
just I
it and
was
you
out.
didn't like it?
I was. Yes, I think there. I think I did look at E5, and then after DE
Keep going.
and FE,
Yeah.
I thought maybe he has knight G4.
And that's when you have a tactic, sir. So that's how far you need to see it.
Uh,
That in that particular position, we need to bring on the sexy.
After knight G4.
Yeah. That knight is a little bit... Well, I can't call it loose, but you will get the idea if I say that.
Or h3.
No, 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 no. That knight is attacking my friend e5.
Oh, of course.
And is threatening to jump into e3.
So, yeah, e3, yeah.
So, no. What's guarding the knight?
Oh, the bishop.
Okay, so now let's put the pieces together.
Oh, e6.
Of course.
Yeah, e6.
Of
okay.
Course. Bang.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very nice.
Bang, baby, bang. And whilst it's nowhere near conclusive, usually when you get a pawn on e6 in your face, you tend to not like your opponent very much.
Sure.
You end your position. It's very difficult to be objective when you are sitting here.
I mean, if bishop takes e6 and knight takes e6, you've got queen d1 first.
Correct. So the queens can potentially come off.
Yeah.
But even that is not necessarily the greatest relief for black, because this is really bad. You have got a 3 versus 2 here, and it's quite hard to see how this is going to develop, right? Plus, you can try to sell this little sexy here. How is that?
Oh.
Not that they would fall for it for sure, but that is an extra template to rely on. And one thing to note, Lucas, is that e4 is a superb square. In fact, your pieces are going to dislike each other because both those dudes can't wait to get in there.
Yeah.
But after bishop d3, I actually don't know what best is for black here. Maybe castles.
Queenside castle.
Queenside castle, yes. So what I was going to say to you is that the bishop on e4 covers both pawns, so knight e3 loses all its bite. And it also attacks b7. Actually, you will find it's quite funny in some ways. But if I could plant the bishop on g6, boy, that would completely hinder the
development. I mean, then nothing happens with that bishop at all, right?
Of all involved. I mean, more than likely the best move for white here, I would say, is king e2 to stop this and just bring the bishop to e4 or g6.
I mean, after bishop g6, doesn't he have knight e5? Before there, is that?
Yeah, but then the idea was that if knight e5, I would put the bishop here. Slice and dice.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if the computer likes. What did I just do? Whoa! I went.
Oh, that's the end of the game.
Of this business. I wonder if the engine likes. Sorry, I went cuckoo here. Knight takes d1 because there was a little bit of an evaluation drop there. No, okay, just checking. So the engine wants you rook d. Okay, so they want rook d4. They don't like my cheapie, Lucas. I feel personally offended here. I would like to stress that we are not friends. And you know, the computer can tell you for as long as the cows come home that this is equal, but I'm telling you that black is hating their life here.
Yeah.
They are hating their life with capital H. And whilst it might fizzle out into a draw between two top-end computers, if you put two top GMs again in front of each other here, I think it would be a 65-35 white win versus draw ratio. So that's quite splendid. That e6 move there, and I dare say the same would probably happen against this, yeah. With this
wow, and much better.
With a little checkerino.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, we're bringing on the sexy here. So unfortunately, bishop e2, Lucas was just a touch too timid.
Yeah.
When I say touch, I mean way.
Very much.
Yeah. And you gave up your bishop, so you want to now get something big in return, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was the disrupting e5, messing up the development. Now it's they have got free hands everywhere. So if Heron takes, I was wondering if black can hang on to this. Is this too greedy? What are we missing here, Lucas? What am I missing? Castles is threatening with e5. I'm not sold on this. Okay, g3. Let's just play it like a king's gambit. That's beautiful. So the idea is you give away the pawn. It's very difficult to castle here, and you have
Right.
a tremendous counterplay on the f. That's beauty. Hence their preference towards bishop g7 here, trying to bait you into taking this, which would be an absolutely horrific endgame. And as it turns out, even e5 can be allowed. Oh, no. Never mind. No. Changes to knight g4. Yeah, and bishop g7 e5 is just too much. The computer wanted to make this work, but it's hard to believe.
Ooh.
Yeah, knight c5 d7 is gonna come in. Boy, this is wild, man. This is wild.
Yeah.
Why did you play like this, Lukas? I don't know what's going on, man, and I'm your coach. Like, come on, dude. Can you play some simple stuff so that your silly coach gets what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay, this is ugly. I really don't like this whole take knight f3. Yeah, it's just your dark squares, mate, are so bad. Like,
I just wasn't. I mean, I couldn't figure out what the. I didn't think he would do that. I thought he would take the queen there, but
I certainly wouldn't. I would go either here or here.
Yeah, that's better.
Matter of fact, certainly here.
Queen b6, yeah.
Cutting you here off and
the pawn.
This, threatening bishop c5 on some rainy days. Yeah, we are dead here. But no one saw the incredibly subtle bishop d7 to come.
Yeah, look, I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. That is outclassing both of us here. Okay, so we took it. The irony, Lukas, is that even here I don't think you are better.
I didn't think I was better. I just thought he wanted the pawn.
yeah, of course. But what I'm saying is that it wasn't a big enough doozy for us to get very optimistic.
Yeah.
Okay. What you're doing is logical, but it's just really, really bad to watch how our pawn structure is going into the largest number of isolated pawns in history.
Yeah, I mean, I figured he was going to take it anyway, and so I might as well get out of the pin, have the nice file for the rook. I mean, he's going to take that knight, right?
The comparison is taking here, and going into something like that. But then again, it feels so bad and counterintuitive to go into an endgame once again with 75 isolated pawns.
Yeah.
It's hard to justify that. The only reason why the computer likes it, and people tend to overlook this, so this is an area where computers shine versus computers, is that in the long run this looks disastrous for white. But in the short run, we do realize that black has some sort of difficulty in building up this, which would be an absolute ideal setup, right?
Yeah.
So blockade, and look at this, almost everything is on black. Perfect. Now, to get this, I needed to play 3 deuces in a row. And the reality is that actually white's heavies are really active. And so we don't quite get there, although now that I played f6 out, I don't really see what, because if I go rook d1, knight e5.
Well, he wants king d2.
Yeah, but king d2.
Get the king up.
Yeah, okay, so he wants to hurt b7, maybe. So if knight e5, rook b1, and then now we are hurting these pawns. So yeah, the concept
and he can't just go b5. What's wrong with just
b5
going?
is always very risky. Not risky, risque. We need to be posh people. Same way how the target shop is Target.
Target, yeah.
Target. This is commercial here big time, because a4 and then you penetrate, my friend. And from my streaming times, we know that penetration is the way to go. So, especially with these 2 rooks, man. Oh my word. And I was thinking along similar lines in case of castles, except here I saw this pin, which according to the computer is a total lemon. Oh no, sorry.
No, he likes it.
He likes it, yes. But if the computer wants to tell me that white is even slightly better in this rook ending, I've got terrible news for Stockfish. I mean, let's face it, right? This Stockfish brings me on a weekly basis about 500,000 bad news in lines where I think I'm doing well. So it's mighty time for me to break the bad news for Stockfish here. Nada, zilch, no chance of white winning that. So Probably the position is just not good at all, no matter what.
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they sucked in 94 by the looks of things, but at the same time, it's a blunder. So, isn't it the ultimate blunder? So what you didn't see, either of you, I believe, is that
Yeah.
after knight e4, if you put your queen on the e, if this knight goes random, you
Yeah.
can take this
Right, of course, because the bishop's pinned.
because of the pin.
Yeah.
Now, if the knight goes back here, then we can't. But now you can pull this sexy out of the hat.
Yeah, of course, because again, like you just get the bishop then.
And because there's a lot of pressure on the bishop, they have to play some doozy like rook somewhere. Knight g4 is recommended by the Mighty Machine. Why does it have to rain on all my parties?
Oh, we're still better. What is it? Queen g3?
Okay, so I'm guessing the idea is some rook e1 hitting both of these guys, or rather take first and then do that.
Yeah.
King e7 and then here. Queen g4 is hanging. Bishop f5 is floating. Rook f7 check is floating. Whoa!
Yeah,
That
that's
went
nice now.
wild in like a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
So it was the ultimate blunder, dude. The ultimate blunder.
Yeah, and I didn't see that, so.
I'm utterly disappointed, Lucas. Time to get your act together, sir. And now you did see it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the game.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally had mate here, and
My God.
yeah,
How
I
did
know.
you possibly miss that?
Yeah. I was so disappointed after that.
Oh.
Yeah, because I thought there was no point because he moves one of the rooks up and he covers that file, and of course I didn't realize that it's all of that loses because queen h6.
What kind of calculation is that, mister? Moves one of the rooks
Oh,
up. Does it sound to you like
yeah.
a line?
Yeah, it's, you know.
Okay, now we have got a big problem that we need to attend to.
Well, bishop e2 for starters was pretty bad.
No, what I'm looking at now is that where on earth did you burn all this time?
Oh, yeah.
This took you almost 3 minutes to play this.
Yeah, well, the thing was, I found the move very quickly, and then I was trying to figure out if there was a mate or something, and I didn't find queen g6, but I did find the draw, and so I thought, well, I felt like I was completely losing, so I thought, well, if I can get a draw out of it, that's better than losing, so I
Right.
took the draw.
Now hold on a tick. When you said that you saw this idea very quick,
Yeah.
give me a ballpark. After castles, was this the first move you looked at? So like in 5 seconds you went like, yep, knight f6.
No, the first move I looked at, I can't even remember now, but it would have just been moving the knight away. But then I realized, I think I probably saw it within 15 seconds or so.
Right, because if that's the case, Lucas, I don't understand how this took you longer than a minute to play. And I tell you why. Because you don't have any other legal move, mate.
Yeah.
So the only barrier that prevents you from playing this out instantly is if you don't see it. You have got 2 pieces hanging.
Yeah.
What do you do, mate? You can't just pull back and go like, yeah, oh gee. And you know it. So as soon as you saw it, why don't we turn on the practical mind and play it and calculate in the opponent's time? Like,
Yeah.
you have got 344 here. This should have landed on the on the court about 3. And once this is almost an instantaneous reply. Now you are a move closer to what you couldn't visualize.
Yeah.
Which is a heck of a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, only check. So once again, a typical case where there is no other way to build a position. So you play it in another 10. So now I already saved you about 2 minutes solid.
2 minutes.
If not more. To actually have in the decisive moment. You
Yeah.
spent, Lucas, the majority of your time in a position where you had one legal move. This. Why would you do that to yourself, mate? I mean,
Yeah, I think
I
this.
know that you are a calculating genius, but just challenging yourself for funsies' sake when your time is ticking away like mad is just masochism. Like, play out the obvious and start thinking when it's the real deal. And I'm not saying to rush into any of this, but like I said, you and I know that you knew that there was no other move here. He would probably cautiously look around, but then again, you have a hanging rook, you have one check. And it's very clear that that queen has got significant oomph.
Yeah.
So you play it, and you go like, okay, now it's time to suss out what's going on.
Yeah.
Now you have 2 minutes on the clock. 1 minute on the clock. Which in your cases, it feels like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Ouch, man.
Yeah. Totally had a win here.
Bugger.
Yeah.
Which again, by the way, takes us back to what I told you, Lucas, last lesson. These kids have got absolutely nothing on you. At no point were you dead lost. At multiple points were they were totally dead lost, in particular at the end of the game. Yet we can't score because our time is gone.
Yeah.
Clearly, we still need to up it. The problem is that no matter how much more time we give you, you burn it exclusively in the same way.
That's right.
So
Then I think
if
I've
we
got
gave
more
you
time.
2 days, you would triple check and 125 triple check knight h6
That's right.
here.
Yep.
Despite of the fact that that's the only legal move you could play.
Yeah.
Very strange case of masochism.
Oh, this game was. Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is a good one, Lucas. This is a good one.
This was a crazy
It
game.
is really good learning material. So let's go
Yeah.
slow and gentle.
I was completely winning here and ran out of time. It was just. Oh, anyway.
I have to say that the 13-3 time control is definitely one I've never seen in my life. So,
Well, I picked
kudos
this out
to
of the
you
lobby.
for originality. So knight f3 d5. This is called the elephant gambit, and roughly it has the same amount of brains. Although elephants I hear are quite intelligent in certain
Yes.
cases, so I don't know. Maybe it would be more appropriate if it was called the jellyfish opening.
Fish gambit.
Yes, or that. E d5, e4. All you need to know about this nonsense, Lucas, is that queen e2 just kills it.
Wow. Okay.
And it's a super counterintuitive move, but the whole essence is that this guy just can't be defended without doing the same nonsense. Usually, players who play the brain dead gambit, they usually play something like bishop c5 here, hoping to catch you. Okay, it's funny when the coach tries to castle out of check, right? So what I meant is castles hoping to catch you with this rook e8 nonsense.
Oh.
But the problem is that they can't because A, they will either have to do what I tried to do, which was to play illegal moves. And rumor has it that most engines don't allow it, so it's funny how after takes I couldn't castle out of it despite of my best efforts.
Yeah.
Coach on fire, baby!
That's right.
So they either have to castle, which means that the threat has been negated.
Yeah.
And so you have a tempo to get out another castle, and you have got, what, 9 pawns extra. Or they have to take back with a pawn, which retains the threat, which is not a threat.
Yeah.
So this is all that you need to know about the brain dead gambit. And yeah, that's the story. Now this can get a bit hairy. Queen takes, knight takes was your probably best choice here. Knight a6 was a bit of a lemon. Lucas plays knight c3, very good. Lemon plays queen f5. Now talk me through your candidates here, sir.
Well, bishop c4 seemed pretty reasonable. I thought either d3 or d4.
Okay, which one would you choose out of those two, and why?
Well, I think I went d4 because it goes from the
Before you
center.
continue, Lucas, I want to butt in here.
Yep.
Because I want to deliver a very important point to you, especially because I half suspect what you're about to say.
Yep.
If you look at this position, is it about center or is it about development? Where can you hurt black here real big time?
Or development.
Okay.
No.
No, 100%. Bloody earth
Well,
in
it seems
development.
like it because all these pieces are still on the back rank, right? So
And they already played 25 brain dead queen
this is
moves, and
queen.
there is a knight on the rim.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not center. It's definitely development where they are going to bleed out, right?
Yeah. Okay. So bishop c4 is better.
Work with me here. So is it d4 or d3?
Ah. Okay. So d3. It's d3 because if he takes, then I develop the bishop with a tempo.
Bingo.
Yeah. And if he doesn't take, then I'll take him with a tempo.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Lots of
Yeah.
bingos.
Okay. Yeah.
So here, what you want is to further accelerate your development.
Development. Yeah.
In a certain video, Lucas, that I am not allowed to talk about yet, I
Uh-huh.
do make a mention of the phenomenon in chess that usually when you have an advantage in one facet of the game, the best way to try to cash in, or rather to bring home the point,
Yeah.
is to try to increase that particular type of advantage to the max.
I see.
So
yeah.
now,
Okay.
because of we are leading in development, you want to max it out like wild. So now you added another dude, he still has to muck around. He gives you a check, you bang, done. Thank you, see ya, I'm done with development. On the bike. Which, by the way, someone kindly typed in to my YouTube channel how to say Russian on your bike, because of I was talking about the Russian guys, how they said to their Argentinian fellow grandmasters on your bike. Velocipedia is, I understand, is bike in Russian, but I forgot the words before it. I don't want to look it up now.
I would be na or nud.
Nakat Velocipedia. I think something. Velocipedia. I think something like that. I really don't want to look it up, but you and I have to admit that is the absolute essence of today's lesson. That we know how to say on your bike in Russian. Yeah, something. Well, velocipeda, something like that. So, but to be more serious, and it's my own theory, by the way, so please make sure that you take note of this.
Sure.
When you have a certain kind of advantage, enhancing that is your easiest, fastest way to victory. So now going like, I should control the center, is a little bit like asking too much from the position.
Yeah.
And it also allows your opponent to try to catch up. Likewise, or conversely, if you look at it, also another point to note here, Lucas, is that when the poo hits the fan like this, that your opponent is going cuckoo, it's your utmost interest to keep the pressure on.
Yeah.
So you never ever want to play a move from here on where they virtually can play whatever the heck they please.
Yeah.
D4 is a textbook case where we don't put any pressure on. Now, of course, it's a fabulous move. It's center, it develops the bishop, it ticks so many boxes, and yet not good enough.
Yeah.
Because we want pressure. We don't want them to have 75 different answers here. We want to restrict them. And by no means are they forced to take, by the way. They can try bishop b4 still or knight f6. But that's it. After d4, they have 10 moves that they can realistically concentrate. Mind you, against your opponent's level, that could be a benefit, not a downside. No disrespect.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, bishop d2. Yeah, things are not going too well here. Also, bishop d2. What the heck, man? I nearly went past it. How is this a move? Like, I would like to get into your brain right now. Right now it's useless, but back when bishop b4 landed on your board, how did this come up on the list of candidates?
Well, because it breaks the breaks the pin.
Okay, why
That's
is
it.
the pin concerning you, sir? So we are going through the same hoops like so many times before. Bishop b4. Has it created a threat you need to respond to? Is anything hanging?
Well, no.
Right. Is there anything threatening as a result of c3 being pinned?
No.
So why on earth would you spend your thoughts, let alone times and moves, on breaking said pin? It's
Yeah.
almost the same logical failure, Lucas, when they go here and you go here and go like, I defended f2. But hang on, f2 is not hanging, is it? It's guarded. Yeah, but what? Same logic is applicable here. There's no threat here. Your objective, Lucas, here is to develop and castle. So develop and castle.
Yeah.
The only reason I would be willing to forgive this move if you wanted to castle this way, but I sincerely doubt that was on the agenda.
No, I don't think it was.
Right. So develop. Or if you want to deal with this, then why don't you do it in the aggressive way?
Yeah.
Which is your gut instinct response all the time when you get pinned. You go like, no, get out of my face.
Yeah.
So that was a tremendous lemon at
it's no
the expense
issue.
of 2 minutes.
It's no issue if after a3 he takes the knight and I double the pawns there. That's not a problem.
Because you have got a beautiful knight.
Mm.
Not that there would be an issue to take it this way. They are equally fine.
Yeah. No.
Totally no issue at all.
Mm. Yeah, I was a move too late.
Yep. Funny that. Chess is the tragedy of the one tempo, sir, that I just couldn't get there. Now, according to the computer, some serious poo has hit the fan. And I'm not saying it yet, but I have a suspicion that maybe c6 is annoying here.
I think it is. I think that's what he played.
Because you are working very hard on trapping your own knight, and you nearly succeeded in this mission of yours. Right, okay, that was creative. I like creativity, but on that note, just so that my irony reaches its peak, if I go back, now you actually did manage to fully trap your own knight.
Yeah.
Ouch. Yep, so unfortunately, Lucas, this is what we get when we do clumsy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that was extremely talented to take that. Look at the bar on the side going from like...
Yeah.
I wish the viewers could see that. From -3 to +7. That's a queen and a half blundered there.
Yep. Can you imagine? I did not even...
Did we see this little
No.
intermezzo there that maybe this bishop is not really meant to leave the square?
Yeah. That was not even...
Boy.
Because when I played a3, I thought, okay, he's going to take and I'll be able to take back with the knight, and I didn't even look at.
Why would you?
Didn't even look at any other knight.
That they would take this. Like, that's just mind-blowing, wild. Like, even if that wasn't there, why would they take? This is such hope chess, Lucas. This is another typical thing that we discussed so many times. Knights on the same circuit almost always poo.
Yeah.
Almost always they're just treading on each other's toes. Textbook case right in front of you. Why would they capture into it, relieving all your troubles? Virtually all of them.
Yeah.
Even if knight d6 wasn't a thing, I would come back because your knights are just so bad, and as luck would have it, this is hanging. You can't possibly expect he to take. That's hope chess. That same level of, oh, I was hoping that in this position they would play knight c7. Yeah, no. Not going to happen.
Actually, if he does go bishop e7, can I prolong things a bit by playing g4? Oh, no, he just takes it. Yeah.
You can. Prolonging success. Fully completed. as he's losing the game.
Yeah.
So let's not, go there. We'll just pretend that this wasn't on the horizon.
Yeah.
Insufficient time too. I mean, let's face it, it's only 5 minutes. Cough, cough. Okay, why are we coming back here instead of keeping the dude? Oh, bishop g4. Holy cow, man. I mean, what? Okay, so knight g4 is not a threat here, is it? Because I just castle.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. So what's wrong with this? Why are we going passive when we can go non-passive? Okay, let's continue. I'm curious to see where this is all going. Take. Castles. Legit. Queen g6. Rook a5. Dude, I love this move.
I wanted to swing it across.
I absolutely love it. The doozy is playing for bishop h3, and rook a5 just smashes it so hardcore. It's super creative, man.
Yeah, I like that move.
That is such a goodie. And occasionally it might succeed with rook e5 check too.
Yeah.
It's favorite move of the game. Except for the fact that you are blundering here this, but I got excited about it, so now I can't hammer this home too hard.
Sorry, do that again?
Oh, watch my hands. It's sleight of hand, dude. Bang!
Yeah.
Bang! Unguarded pieces attract the tactician's attention.
Yeah.
Unguarded pieces, sire. But because of this is such a fine and subtle point, we are just going to conveniently forget that Lukas is a calculating monster who, again, misses this.
Yep. Of course.
So can you talk to me, please, about candidates here?
Well, I think knight e4 is a pretty good move.
I agree with that. So let's push that aside now, because that went down the gurgler without ever having a chance.
Well, I mean, rook e5 is decent, I think.
Okay, keep going. I want to hear a few candidates.
Well, I'd say something like... Yeah, look, I think bishop h5 or bishop c4.
Can you please explain to me the idea about bishop h5?
I think my idea with h5 was that if he took it with a knight...
Which is their only legal move.
Well, he can go queen h7, which is, I think, what he did, but that's pretty bad.
Which is what I said. Their only legal
move. Yeah, I think all of this developed because I didn't see the 94 tactic.
No. I don't mind you not seeing this. That's a tactical blunder. It happens to most of us.
Yeah, but I'm saying on the basis of that tactical blunder, I thought bishop g5 was legit. So, as in it's the point is not that I missed the tactic. The point is to explain why I played bishop h5.
Okay, I'm still failing to understand it. So can you please carry on?
Well, because then it after the knight h5, then the pawn is free. So I would just take the pawn.
But you just lost a piece, so I'm still not with you.
No, knight h5, rook h5, and then...
And then it's their turn.
Yes, it is their turn.
Like, this is Lukas' wishful thinking on a level and heights I have never seen it before to be. So this can't possibly be a candidate move. On so many grounds, it's not even funny. But primarily because A, you're trading a bishop away for a knight without any particular purpose whatsoever. Your job right now should be to activate these guys and or prevent the king from castling. So chess moves in this position would look like this.
Yeah.
Putting pressure on. This is the most random thing I've seen in a very long time from you. Or bishop f4. I quite like this move. It physically deals with this threat.
Yeah.
And in case of castles, it has a beautiful skewer.
Mm.
It looks like, for the life of me, I was looking at this. I thought you thought there was no knight here. I kid you not, that's the only way how I could justify this. Because I take, first of all, if you take with the rook bishop g4, just, okay, you have a check. So actually that saves the day. But boy, it's wonky as heck. Like, I can even play f5 and just, like, this is just no go, man.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look healthy. And are you telling me that this dude went... Oh my god.
Yeah, he went back. So I was helped here very much by my opponent.
Okay, this seems to be like...
Yeah,
definitely. Definitely against that idea. Now that you are covering it with 75 rooks, we now finally take it, realizing that it needed 0 coverage because of that.
Yeah.
It must have been an epic revelation for you to play it and then go like, oh, sure.
Yep.
Actually, that's hanging too.
Yes, it was.
Boy. Oh, boy. Bringing on the sexy.
Oh, and I missed the fork here as well.
Just a little one, but I don't really mind it because...
Also, I had like...
Okay, I do mind it because probably that's fastest mate, right?
Well, I had less than, 5 seconds for most of these moves, so...
Yeah, dude, you delivered a beautiful victory in the end. The path on towards this victory was, let's say, very
rocky.
Adventurous. Very adventurous.
Yeah.
So, jumping on to the next masterpiece. Okay, so as soon as Lukas, this queen leaves d1, your eye is immediately drawn to this.
Yeah, and if he takes back...
You won't believe it, but you will take it.
Yeah.
And the point is, of course, multiple points. We are taking control of that funny thing called center. That we may or may not have heard of so far from me about 700 times. 2, the knight can't go to e2 because e4 hangs. So it has to go to sad face or sad face.
Oh, gee. Yeah.
Which gives rise to further targets and further very awesome and free developing moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hence this knight d4 here is an absolute sexy. Unfortunately, we played it one move too late.
Too late. Yeah.
So now the difference is that they can go to e2.
Yeah.
And that sucks a bit. Okay, e5, fed, all legit. Okay, what's the threat here, sir?
Bishop h6.
So if white had another move in this position, they would play bishop h6. Is what you're telling me?
I think that's probably what I would do. Because if g6, then I lose the rook. Although I could just go king h8.
And if queen takes g7 mate?
Oh, then I'd resign.
No, there's nothing to resign. You are done. They resigned for you.
I wouldn't be down the exchange though.
Very important point. Never considered it that way, but I have to give you that. Okay, so let's play this game again, Lukas. What is white's next move here?
Well, yeah, I still think bishop h6 is a decent move.
Okay, do you think I would have asked this question another time if you gave the answer correctly in the first occasion?
No.
No, so I will be tricky, Lukas. Listen to this. What do you think is white's intention here?
Well, he doesn't appear to have any threat, actually. Oh, no. Sorry, it's e5. E5 is hanging.
Ah, funny
Yeah,
that.
which I missed. I missed in the game as well.
E5 is hanging, is it?
Well, yeah.
Okay, now that we have noticed that e5 is hanging, we now have another problem here, namely that bishop h6 may or may not be a threat. So let me pose you this question. Let's say I play a random move, queen c7. Is bishop h6 something you would worry about? And the answer to that stupid question, yes, you are worried about it because you said 3.5 times out of 2 questions that that's a threat. Very clearly, you are worried about. Ultimate textbook case of the amateur's mind, by the way. So let me now pose it this way: why is bishop h6 a total lemon after queen c7?
Total lemon.
Utterly ridiculous.
Because of knight h5.
That's one. I want you at least to name another 2 moves.
Oh, okay.
Actually, 2 is pushing it. There's one. At least
Okay.
one more that would make it look like, yeah, Dodge Fest.
So knight h5 is one. I've got to find the other one. Okay. Um.
Let's face it, Lucas, you don't have a lot of choices, mate. Mate in 1 is threatened in your face.
Well, yeah.
So, number of legal moves, very limited.
Well, other than knight h5, I'm not really sure what else is available to me. I mean, there's bishop g4.
Yeah, okay.
But
As
he
far as
can
I'm
kick that
concerned,
away.
that hangs 2 pieces at the same time whilst stopping the mate. Am I wrong there?
Sorry, what's the other piece? Oh, the bishop. Yeah.
And in a similar fashion, it would be foolish not to take note of knight g4, which double attacks on h6, kicking the ridiculously misplaced bishop out instantly. So this is, Lucas, a typical panic reaction from you, and as luck would have it, this is where we don't spend enough time. That, oh my god, bishop h6 is threatening. Well, oh my god, no it's not. Not even close.
Yeah. Just queen c7. Well, I mean, the computer seems to think there's not. You don't even need to do that, and rook c8.
That's the next step, Lucas, that once we establish that this is a total lemon, you can start thinking about, is this really a threat?
Yeah,
And
because
you can
rook
start
takes
actually
two.
playing proper chess by going like, stuff you, take that, I will take that.
Yeah.
Although I think there is extra additional layers of clever stuff here, because there, at one point knight g4 could be quite dirty too. I'm not quite sure which point that point would be. Perhaps let's just take it first, because queen takes obviously fails to bishop c5, which was something I wanted to show you in case you didn't see it. And I expect that knight d4 is going to get a similar treatment in shape of either an instantaneous bishop c5 or knight g4 first. Once again, the computer is too smart for me, so I can't follow this very deep subtlety, but I'm guessing that knight g4, queen somewhere, bishop c5, it's looking like game over as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And you note how, whilst they are playing lemon pinching materials,
Yeah, develop.
develop, well, this is definite development.
Yeah.
Develop, dead. Instead, we go to Ghost Town.
Yeah.
Quite sad. Oh, and blunder right away, by the way, it is.
Yeah.
Just a slight, tiny issue. And after bishop e2, unfortunately, there is rook f7. Are you
Well,
with me?
I mean, that I can take, can't I?
Okay, so you're not with me. So you tell me why rook f7 is a good move here for white.
Well, if rook takes f7.
Mm-hmm.
Is it queen f2?
Why would queen f2 be a terrible mistake? Right idea, wrong execution.
Mm. Um,
I'm gonna teach you, Lucas, here one of the most basic tools of thinking. Whenever you are creating a double attack, the first thing you instinctively look at is, can one defend the other?
right, bishop h5.
Right? So
Yeah.
this is how you can make something look total kindergarten, and yet here looking at it and you go like, I have no idea why queen f2 is not good.
Yeah.
So something that seems so extremely complicated can be so brutally simple. Can one defend the other? Yes. Fail. So you go, right, so I go check first, because then this is a
Now
check,
you get
so
it.
they can't
Yeah.
interpose, and you get a free piece. Pawn. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that was the tragedy of bishop g4 there. What? What?
Yeah, this is pretty weird.
So we just did this.
Yep. Totally missed it. As did they, I think.
Okay.
Oh, this must be just. Oh, yep. Yeah.
Haha!
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Missed that too.
Oh, you shouldn't have said it. I was about to shut down this game and go on to the next.
No, no, no.
Because I know you missed it.
Yep.
Which actually begs the question, Lucas, of why on earth did he play this move?
Oh, to take c2. Like about 8 moves too late.
To take c2. But mate, out of 3 of your pieces, 5 are hanging.
Yeah.
So why would you... I mean... Wow.
Look, this is.
I mean,
yeah.
okay, to some extent I understand, because if they were to take this, you would take c2, I guess.
Yeah.
So I can't entirely fault this move. It's just a coincidental that they just donated you a queen and we somehow chose not to take it.
Yeah.
The irony, Lucas, is that you still have it.
Yeah.
Check, and then here.
And then again, yeah. But I missed it the first time. I wasn't going to see it the
Well,
fifth.
definitely not the 5 times more complicated version of it.
No.
Excuse me. That was a very subtle concept again. I mean, 21 seconds, but still. Once again, textbook panic, by the way, because you are moving a piece that is not hanging. But there is pressure on.
Yeah.
Like you could have put it on d4 center and then drop back if it gets kicked out, which would actually shut down the diagonal. Okay. Not our finest. If you don't mind me, I'm not going to acknowledge the existence of that game. You there?
Yes. I can't remember which one that was.
When your opponent played king e2 on move 2 or 3.
Oh, yes, that. Oh, God.
Actually, for the record, was it a mouse slip? I just would like to clarify that if that was a different piece wanting to go to e2. I mean, it's very difficult to slip from c4 to e1.
Yeah.
But I would still give them the benefit of the doubt. Oh no, it was queen e2. I'm being an idiot.
Yeah, that's what they want.
It was gonna be queen e2. Sure thing.
But he didn't want to, like, he didn't ask for a take back or anything. So I was like, well, okay.
Yeah, you could have clarified it. I'm not blaming you for not, but yeah. Never knew, Lucas, that I would develop a skill of figuring out mouse slips on various levels of the chess as part of my coaching repertoire. Now, I'm glad that this game is last because, boy, you absolutely killed it. In fact, I was instantly going to put it into my student's rock. The reason why I was reluctant to do that was because I can't remember why, but I will tell you.
Because it wasn't as good as you thought
No,
initially.
I think what it was though was that your opponent just died.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't really. I mean, it still might make it. I don't know. Mind you, now if I publish this as a lesson, then it's unlikely. But what I would like to credit you for is the fact that I think you played near perfect chess throughout. I mean, 1 inaccuracies and 0 mistakes, 0 blunders, 15 centipon loss.
Yeah, this is a good game.
That's
I
usually
think I was.
what I get from my students, Lucas. So I'm glad that you joined the crew. I mean, I'm admittedly very upset about said inaccuracy.
Oh, of course.
But
I
that's a
mean,
different story.
it's
Mind you,
inexcusable.
it's quite funny how it works because the other day I checked the game, which I coincidentally uploaded. The last inside my head, I missed the kindergarten tactics that I would have given to any student tremendous grief for. Which was just I didn't take an knight on f3 fold by checking down a free rook on c1, thus winning even more material. And that doesn't count as a blunder. I'm not kidding you. My advantage dropped from 10 to 10 point something to 6 point something. So essentially I missed more than a minor piece. And it doesn't count as a blunder.
Yeah, but it's probably a relative measure, right? So
Yeah,
that
but
you.
it's a really crap measure. If me not winning a piece for free is not a blunder, I don't know what is if that's not. I
Well,
mean,
maybe
obviously it's proportionate to your existing advantage.
yeah, and maybe it's like that knight fork that I missed in the other game. That there's a faster mate anyway, and so it doesn't matter that I didn't take the queen.
Yeah, I disagree with the system here. I disagree with the system. But anyhow, because I think if you blunder a piece at any given position, and thus dropping your existing evaluation by 3 points, if that's a blunder, in my book, no matter what material setup you have, if you don't increase your advantage by 3 when possible, or you fail to do that, or you know what I'm trying to say, that's a blunder.
Yeah, but
Even
I mean,
if
what if
every
it's
other move wins still because you're already 17 queens up, it's still a rubbish move.
But I mean, it could be the difference between mate and 3 and winning a piece. In which case it is. In which case it's like, if you go for the mate in 3, then that's subjectively better.
Yeah, but
right?
and that's case in point. If I had done what I failed to do, it would have been a faster mate too.
Oh, well, in that case, yeah. Okay.
Because there was nothing else on the board but a queen rook versus a queen. Two rooks and a knight. And I failed a combo taking the knight with the rook and then checking down the rook, which by definition would have taken me far closer to victory.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a long discussion about nothing. Oops. So, Lucas, why do we have to get down to 20 seconds in this game?
I think that took me a while, yeah.
Okay, so tell me please what the trouble is here. You know what? Don't tell me. I tell you. Okay, knight h4 threat. Knight takes here, lose a pawn. Knight takes f3. Can't take back with the queen because of d4 hangs. I would love to play castles, but can't because knight f3, queen f3, this hangs.
Yep, that's exactly what went through my head.
But mate, this was 15 seconds.
Yeah, but I mean, it took me a lot longer to come up with those 3 variants than you did.
No, I doubt it, to be honest. It was not calculation, mate. It was diagnostic assessment. Hangs, can't take back because hangs. That's not calculation. It's diagnosing what's on the board. Don't tell me it took you 3 minutes to notice that this is hanging and this is not capturable because this is hanging. I'm not buying that took you 3 minutes. Because from here on, the only conclusion you can make is that you have to take it.
Yeah.
So somewhere the system is faulty because I'm not believing that you didn't recognize these 2 things in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think I often kind of check and recheck, and I'm not confident in my assessment.
Why not?
Well, because I mean, barely scraping 1700, and I'm not particularly confident in my ability to see all. I mean,
So
missing
I only
queen
have one
left, right, and
problem with that,
center.
Lucas. So okay, cool. So why didn't you then quadruple check? Why didn't you eat your time down to 2 minutes? Where do you draw the line where you become confident?
Oh, I mean,
If we check 50 times, like, do you see why it is just not gonna cut it? Because it's an endless pit, mate. If you say I'm
yeah.
crap, I can't trust my own calculation, that means that at no point can you make a move without doubting yourself. And I don't want to sound philosophical, but I don't think you can refute this theory. And you are an absolute god of philosophy, so good luck. I challenge you.
Yeah.
If your original standpoint is that I suck, my calculations are wrong, at no point can you execute a move in the belief that it's right. So either you have to let go of that concept and actually believe that the exact opposite is the truth, and you can pretty confidently establish that, gee whiz, that's hanging, without
Yeah.
having to check 75 times, or you can just sit there forever and lose on time. And once again, we are not calculating here, we are establishing existing facts.
Yeah.
That this is hanging, so that needs to be dealt with. And by the way, by definition, that reduces your number of candidates to essentially 2, 3, I don't even know. Like castles, so you look at that because that would be the move that you would love to play.
Yeah.
Knight f3, queen f3, knight d4. Forking these two, that's definite chivalrous.
Yeah.
No go. Then you go, oh bugger, I can't play the very move I really wanted to. I can't move the knight because this hangs. I don't really want to play g3. I have to take it. And so you do. Coincidentally, it brings the queen out early, which we may have heard about being not really a great thing.
Yeah.
Which is a reassurance, as opposed to the I suck at calculations, so I better reconsider this. Okay, so that's inexcusable. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Whoa! 2 minutes on this. Okay, do tell.
I think there. Honestly,
record,
I can't remember what happened there.
For the record, not my favorite move by any stretch.
No, because I think I was trying to see. I was looking at knight c3 as well, because I hadn't developed the knight, and I thought it was really time to get on with it.
And that's, Lucas, how you could have solved this riddle in about 10 seconds.
Mm.
You look at the position. There are 2 things you look at here. One, and it's this in this particular order. You check whether d5 wins on the spot or not. Because that's our rule of thumb, that if a developed knight can be kicked out with a pawn push, you do it. But then you realize that you are just forcing this knight onto your king, potentially in combination with this check, and all of a sudden the poo hit the fan irreparably. No go. Time to develop. 15 seconds.
Yeah.
That's it. The classic case of Magnus Carlsen couldn't play a better move in this position than knight c3. Why are we trying? And by the way, also this defeats logic a little bit too, because this is very clearly misplaced here and much better placed here.
Yeah.
So why
I think that was also part of my hesitation.
Well, you didn't seem to hesitate because you played it.
Yeah, after quite some time though. As I'm saying,
my point, Lucas, is that it shouldn't have come up to. This should have been the convincing point for why not to play it. So you shouldn't have to hesitate at all, Lucas. You should have had misgivings about this. Matter of fact, it shouldn't have come up at all. Because there was that.
Yeah.
Which develops control center, therefore ticks all boxes, and gives the bishop on this junky square, opposed to forcing it to attack you in the center. Your position is so good that it's all okay. Okay, this is excellent. This is excellent. Those moves were played in a timely fashion too.
Yeah.
That is good too. Very good. I knew that you would spend an eternity here. I would have bet my house on it, Lucas.
Yeah.
Oh God, this hurts me so bad. Because I know, mate, I know so incredibly well what went through your head. It's not even funny. Rook e5, oh my God, I'm getting mated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why can't you, Lucas, muster the strength to actually say that this is rubbish? And I
Well,
don't want you to
yeah.
use these words. The words I want you to use are unfortunately not fit for the channel. Why can't we do that instead of, oh my God, I'm getting attacked, which you know at the bottom of your heart that is total bollocks.
Yeah.
You have a fully developed army dominating the center. They have got scattered rubbish that they dare call chess pieces that coincidentally may align for a temporary mate threat.
Yeah.
Why don't we have the guts to call it rubbish, Lucas? I really wonder. Because you know it is.
Well, I think in the moment, I mean that thought doesn't come to mind. I see the potential mate threat, and I think, okay, I got to
But
do something
Lucas, what
about
are you
this.
talking about, mate? Like, what mate threat? Like, if it goes there, you stop it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't have the right to attack you, mate. They don't have center, they don't have development. That means they can't attack. Physical impossibility. This is not an attack, Lucas. It's the last dream of a dying person.
Yeah.
And whilst the analogy is really faulty, because I have to tell you that the only thing you need to do with this dream is to shatter it.
Yeah.
Brutally. But you know all this, Lucas. You know that this is nonsense. It's a coincidence that there is a mate threat there. That's all it is. A coincidence. Correctly known in primary schools as coinky denky.
Grinky dinky.
Like, you might have to, and we discussed this so many times, call rubbish rubbish. Because if you don't, then this is exactly what happens. That you give merits to the move they never had.
Yeah.
You made it, Lucas, a valid move in your head, and therefore it became a real one on the board. Instead of 10 seconds, get out of my house.
Yeah.
Go here, you go like, get out.
Mm.
And that's it. Now they have 3 misplaced pieces versus the previous 2.
Yeah.
Excellent. A testament to this, by the way, that you did play this after like 75 hours and they went back.
Yeah.
And so now, textbook case of what we have been struggling for the last half a year at least, is that you create a totally winning position and we lose about 80% of them because you don't have time to win it.
Yeah.
So we failed Lucas here in so many things
Mm.
that we discussed that wouldn't happen to us, such as play principled moves instead of wasting your time justifying them. But we went actually even one step back, and instead of playing principled moves after justifying them, we talked ourselves out of it at the expense of a totally unprincipled move.
Mm. Yeah.
Then you played like 4 extremely awesome moves, 5, 6, and then there comes the doozy, and we go like, woo, this is mate. I stuffed this up. Yeah, because you don't have total domination in center, a ridiculously secure king, 2 bishops, and a raging center breakthrough. That doesn't exist. What exists is this tremendous threat. You really, Lucas, have to get cocky.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
call it rubbish. I mean, you're not sitting in front of the dude, so you can even afford the luxury of calling it out loud.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, right? You're meant to do this in your head, even over the board. You need to be assessing every single move that your opponent plays, because your response will be tailored to how good that is. If it's a rubbish move, it needs punishment, refutation. Have a go at them. Bang, bang, bang. And that was real nice. That was real nice. I wish I had prepared a game for you, which now you can see, but nobody else can. From my collection, where we could practice this done by somebody else. When they play rubbish, and we call it, that is.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is an area where we need to improve. Let's try this one, because I'm going to copy it from here so that potential viewers can see it too. So we are going to create an analysis board. We are going to do this. We get the game. You don't look.
No.
No, you're totally not looking. You're not looking. All right. That was the clumsiest possible way I could have done it. Okay, I will put you on white.
Can I open my eyes?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't really think you would have closed it.
Oh, no, I mean, you know.
Oh, you are a very legit and honest
I
customer.
don't want to see the solution.
You are playing as the consultant of the white player, a total noob, also known as Laska.
Oh, okay.
One of the greatest who ever lived. So no pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we go in. Tuck. Tuck. Alright. You play for white, dude.
All right, well, 95 comes to mind.
Really funny that. What else comes to mind, Lukas?
Well, nothing else comes to mind.
Okay, so I'm glad we established that. Knight A5 does come to mind, though.
Okay, yeah, for knight c6.
Very good. To your credit, I was 100% confident that 95 was coming. I also missed knight A5, so welcome to the club. Happens to the best of us, and it's trouble time.
Yeah, black doesn't stop it, so we go anyway.
Well, they can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was actually a massive facepalm for me too. I should have asked this. So instead of cashing in early on the threat, he adds additional threats.
Yeah, the good old Nimzovich idea.
Good old Nimzo never lets you down. Alright.
Wow, knight b6, alright.
What the win?
So, so is it 97, queen e7, 94?
95 then?
Oh, the other knight, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
95.
Oh wow, I just figured it out, Lukas. This game is going to end in the exact same motive that we learned about last lesson.
Ah, from the Capablanca game.
Correct.
Yep.
I'm very proud of you for your spotless memory, sir.
All right.
But there is a very subtle move, if I'm not mistaken. Well, not very, but a tad unexpected along the way.
Okay. So did I begin the line right?
No.
Okay.
Not if I'm correct, that is.
Yeah, okay.
The problem, Lucas, is that you have got so many tempting moves, it's not even funny. Because you could just take this, take this, take this, take this, and take this twice. Or even play here knight e4.
Yeah.
So we have got a lot of moves that lead to very apparent advantage. I'll tell you how I stumbled upon the solution. My line that I looked at went takes, 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 and queen h5. And I thought that I just managed to create a double attack with mate and bishop. Why is that idea wrong? You there?
Yeah, hang on a minute. So you went bishop f6, pawn f6. Okay.
Why is that not winning a piece?
Is that not winning a piece?
I mean, let's be practical, Lucas. What is the only legal move to stop the mate? Like, there are actually 2 legal moves.
Oh.
And one of them is going to be the one.
Not sure there is one. I'm sorry, I'm struggling to see the board as it's...
Well, I removed the arrows to help you, so...
Hang on a minute. So bishop f6. Sorry, I'm just a bit slow.
No,
bishop f6, pawn f6. DC, bishop c5, and queen h5. Isn't that just mate in one? How does he stop? How does
the mate
stop?
in one thread, sir. Unfortunately, we don't get to play 2 moves in a row.
Yeah, but what does he do?
He stops the mate. He's allowed to do that. And you are also encouraged to find best moves for the opponent.
Oh, because of f5. Because of f5.
Yes, sir.
Right. So
then I realized that this idea wasn't right, but then I decided to fine-tune it a bit.
yeah, but that's why we got to do the Capablanca thing and make sure the bishop's on f6, not the pawn.
Well, you can't do that, dude, because if you do that, then g6 is just gonna shut down all mates. Which is why you actually do want a pawn originally on f6, which then you are going to eliminate, so that then we can do the Capablanca.
So is there a knight e4 move that will then take that?
So in my head, I don't know if I'm right or not, but in my head the solution went, and I'm not sure which of these go first, probably take, knight e4, bishop back, knight takes, and queen h5 and mate. That's what I thought, but I missed this check.
Yeah.
So turns out I'm wrong. Bugger.
But even after the check, you take the bishop.
Then we have f5.
Ah, yeah.
So he went knight e4 first. With the idea, if knight takes, queen takes, f5, then we have got knight e7 check. Right, that was fascinating. I mean, also after knight e4, I can probably go knight e7 check first and then queen e4. Any combination of taking is winning for us. So that was out of the question. And he went schach.
Wow.
Which is beautiful.
And if you move the king...
You tell me the rest.
Well, it's bishop f6. No, it isn't.
What is the first move we look at, sir?
Oh, bishop h7.
Yeah.
Yeah, bishop h7.
Go on.
Well, if king takes, then queen h5, check, king back. Then bishop f6.
That's it.
That's, yeah.
And mate.
Yeah.
Mate. It's a pity that my line didn't work. I feel a little bit hurt. Shivers. Okay, so what was it? Take, 94.
Okay, so you still...
Apparently bishop back is bad too. So, 95 is the move I missed. Bugger.
But bishop back is bad because...
No, I can just take it, yeah. And then we actually have a semi-Capablanca. Because now this is well and truly mate.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I missed a lot of things here, Lucas. Inexcusable. Terrible. Alrighty, Ditsky, we need to call it a day.
Thank you, as always. Wow, that's
my pleasure.
very nice.
My pleasure. Yeah, that time management still needs a bit of love, Lucas.
Yes, it does.
We need to eliminate those B4 doozies whenever we can, so that principal moves can enjoy some freedom.
Indeed.
For a want of a better word. Alrighty, Ditsky.
Alrighty.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I shall catch you next week sometime.
Indeed.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.